Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency invented by an anonymous individual or organization using the name Satoshi Nakamoto as open-source software since 2009. Bitcoin can be exchanged directly using an internet-connected device without going through any intermediary financial institution. Bitcoin works differently from typical currencies. There is no central bank that manages it, and the system is based on a peer-to-peer network protocol on the internet. The supply of Bitcoin is automatic, limited, and divided on a predetermined schedule based on algorithms. Bitcoins are issued to computers that mine Bitcoins as a reward for verifying Bitcoin transactions and recording them in a distributed ledger in a peer-to-peer network through blockchain technology. This ledger uses Bitcoin as its unit of account. Each Bitcoin can be divided into 100 million smaller units called satoshis. Bitcoin is the most typical cryptocurrency, the first to be born, and the most widely used in e-commerce. Businesses tend to want to pay with Bitcoin to reduce costs. As of February 2021, Bitcoin's base currency was valued at over $1.2 trillion, making it the cryptocurrency with the largest market value. The large fluctuations in the value of each Bitcoin have created criticism about Bitcoin's economic suitability as a currency. Bitcoin was started by Satoshi in 2007, when he believed that it was possible to design a transaction system where members did not need to trust each other. The domain name bitcoin.org was registered on August 18, 2008. The first Bitcoin transaction was made when Satoshi Nakamoto sent 10 Bitcoins to cryptographer Hal Finney on January 12, 2009, just as the Bitcoin software was first released. On May 22, 2010, Bitcoin was used to buy goods for the first time: 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoins, equivalent to $25 at that time. Within 5 days from July 12, 2010, the price of Bitcoin increased 10 times from $0.008 to $0.08. In 2011, the value of Bitcoin increased from $0.3 to $32, before falling back to $2. In January 2015, the New York Stock Exchange NYSE became the lead investor in a $75 million investment in Coinbase. NYSE aims to exploit a new asset class that brings transparency, security, and trust to Bitcoin. On April 1, 2017, Japan recognized Bitcoin as an official payment method. Then, on May 9, 2017, Australia abolished tax on Bitcoin, and it is treated as a currency for tax purposes. On October 21, 2020, PayPal announced that it will allow buying, selling, storing, and paying with Bitcoin on its service. On February 8, 2021, following a previous Twitter exchange between billionaires Michael Saylor and Elon Musk, Tesla announced that it had purchased $1.5 billion in Bitcoin in a filing with the SEC. That's why 2024 Bitcoin has reached $99,000. 1 Bitcoin. So let's find out the reason for such a sudden price increase in this video. The main reason is still the time when President Donald Trump ran for the US presidency and made Bitcoin increase to a record level. Not only did Bitcoin increase, but other fields such as politics, economics, etc., also had strong movements to return to work. So that shows that President Donald Trump is one of the people who has a great influence on the world. Interest from major investors, financial institutions, investment funds, and large companies like Tesla and MicroStrategy invest in Bitcoin, increasing the credibility and value of this currency. Growing user base. As more people enter the market, the demand for Bitcoin increases, pushing the price up. The total number of Bitcoins ever created is only 21 million. This makes Bitcoin a scarce asset, like gold. Every 4 years, the reward for mining Bitcoin is cut in half, slowing the rate at which new Bitcoins are released, reducing supply. When Bitcoin prices rise sharply, many people fear missing out on profits, leading to a wave of buying. When inflation rises, many people turn to Bitcoin as a hedge against risk. Central banks printing money or keeping interest rates low weakens fiat currencies, making Bitcoin more attractive. When Bitcoin breaks through technical resistance levels, more trend traders can step in and buy, pushing the price higher. News of SEC Chairman Gary Gensler's resignation and record money pouring into a US Bitcoin ETF sent Bitcoin prices soaring to nearly $99,000, setting a new record. Bitcoin set a new all-time high when it traded at $98,789. The main reason for the continuous increase in Bitcoin price in a short period of time is positive information about changes in the US government's personnel apparatus under Donald Trump and record cash flow into the US Bitcoin ETF. On November 21, the US Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) homepage announced that Chairman Gary Gensler will resign on January 20, 2025. This news immediately caused a stir in the cryptocurrency community. Bitcoin price skyrocketed from $94,000 to $98,000 during the day. Gensler is considered a mortal enemy of Bitcoin in particular, and the cryptocurrency community in general. At the SEC, during his tenure, he emphasized the message: the cryptocurrency market is full of scammers and fraudsters. Gensler has also taken a hard line on cryptocurrencies. Since 2021, the SEC chairman has initiated more than 100 lawsuits against companies in the industry. He led the crypto crackdown with lawsuits against Ripple Labs shortly after taking the helm at the SEC. Then came the fines of BlockFi, Coinbase, Kraken. Binance founder Changpeng Zhao was also jailed after the SEC lawsuit. In July, during the presidential campaign, Donald Trump vowed to fire Gensler on his first day back at the White House. After Gary Gensler announced his resignation, rumors have swirled that Trump could appoint Summer Mercinger or Teresa Goody Gillen to fill the vacancy, both of whom have been positive about cryptocurrencies. On cryptocurrency policy, these positive signals have contributed to Bitcoin's price doubling this year and increasing 40% since Mr. Trump was elected as president. Another important reason why Bitcoin price keeps hitting new highs is that hundreds of billions of dollars from traditional markets are pouring into Bitcoin through exchange-traded funds (ETFs). BlackRock, one of the world's largest investment management firms, is attracting more than $30 billion through its iShares Bitcoin Trust IBIT. Fidelity-Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund (FTC), the second most popular Bitcoin ETF, is holding more than $11 billion invested in the cryptocurrency. ETFs are investment funds that are traded on the stock exchange. Like stocks, ETFs often invest in assets such as stocks, bonds, commodities, etc., helping investors access a diverse portfolio without having to buy each asset separately. Bitcoin differs from other commodities in that its supply is finite, and this is a dynamic that can lead to sudden price increases. Bitcoin is one of the scarcest assets in the world and is getting rarer every day. Because of this, Bitcoin is highly sensitive to increases in demand. Newly launched Bitcoin spot ETFs in the US have been snapping up Bitcoin since their inception in January. On January 11, the first 9 Bitcoin spot ETFs went live, plus an existing trust, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, converted into an ETF. Since then, nearly $8 billion has flowed into these ETFs. When ETFs buy new Bitcoin to meet investor demand, they often rely on proprietary cryptocurrency trading desks run by these companies scour the digital currency markets in search of large amounts of Bitcoin to fill the fund's orders. Some analysts say it is becoming increasingly difficult to buy Bitcoin from large holders. Public blockchain data shows that the majority of the world's supply of about 19.6 million Bitcoins is now held in virtually immobile digital wallets. It could be because these coins are owned by long-term Bitcoin holders with no intention of selling, or perhaps because the owners have lost their passwords and are unable to access the wallet. In a report published last week, analyst Manuel Villegas of Swiss private banking giant Julius Baer said that about 80% of the world's Bitcoin supply has not been transferred in the past 6 months. With ETF inflows and data showing limited Bitcoin inventory available for sale on exchanges, this could be a precursor to further supply tightening, Villegas stressed. Besides the enthusiastic support of President-elect Donald Trump, according to CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin price has increased by more than 10% in the past 24 hours and surpassed the $90,000 mark on the evening of November 13th, double the level at the beginning of the year. The market capitalization has thereby expanded to the threshold of $1,760 billion. Many people believe that the recent sharp increase in Bitcoin price comes from the effect that Donald Trump brought to the financial market after being re-elected as US president. However, Jesse Myers, co-founder of OnRamp Bitcoin, believes that President-elect Donald Trump may not be the main cause of excitement in the cryptocurrency market. If you're wondering what's going on with Bitcoin, yes, the upcoming crypto-friendly administration has provided a catalyst recently. However, that's not the main story here, Jesse Myers said in a post on X. Instead, Myers believes that the supply shock that has built up since the halving is the main reason for the asset's continued price increase. There is not enough supply at current prices to meet demand, said the OnRamp Bitcoin co-founder, emphasizing that the price balance of supply and demand must be restored. In April, Bitcoin completed its fourth halving event. This event occurs approximately every 4 years, which adjusts the Bitcoin mining reward by half compared to the previous cycle. This event creates scarcity because it reduces the rate at which new Bitcoins can enter the market. A week after the US presidential election, the bullish momentum of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies shows no signs of cooling down. First, many investors are expecting the US Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) to soon approve Bitcoin spot ETFs. This will create a large inflow of money into Bitcoin from institutional investors, pushing the price higher. Next, low or stable interest rate monetary policies from major central banks, especially the US Federal Reserve Fed, have caused investors to seek alternative assets, including Bitcoin. Cryptocurrencies are also where investors expect higher returns than traditional investment channels. The hedge factor also has an impact on Bitcoin prices. In the face of economic and geopolitical uncertainties, Bitcoin is being viewed as a hedging tool similar to gold. This attracts money into Bitcoin. During his previous presidential term, 2017-2021, Mr. Trump publicly supported cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin. Mr. Trump's election for a second term was very positively received by the crypto market. The digital asset market will be restructured, and the stablecoin payment law may be implemented in the near future when Mr. Trump officially returns to the White House. The Republican Party has a majority in the US Senate and most likely the House of Representatives. This allows Mr. Trump to appoint a cryptocurrency-friendly SEC chairman. Mr. Khan analyzed. Previously, Bitcoin also had an upward trend that lasted from the end of 2022 until now. The expert believes that Bitcoin ETFs approved by the US and the halving event cutting the reward for mining Bitcoin in half taking place this year are factors that reduce supply and increase demand in the long term. However, in the short term, due to its high volatility, Bitcoin may correct sharply if market sentiment changes, especially profit-taking pressure will soon appear after the recent hot increases.